Ever rummaged through your backpack before a trip and wondered, why on earth do I have a rubber duck in here? We've all been there, trust me. Now, when packing for a trip to the Philippines, there are a few essentials you should never forget. Sunscreen, because the sun can be quite the diva, and insect repellent, because let's face it, no one likes uninvited dinner guests, especially the buzzing kind. Light clothes are a must too, because the Philippines is like that friend who insists on cranking up the heat. Now for the fun part. Some of you have shared the most unusual items you found in your backpacks. A single mismatched sock, a rubber duck, yes, you heard me right, a rubber duck, and my personal favorite, a half-eaten sandwich from last month. Yikes. So remember, pack wisely. And if you find a rubber duck in your bag, maybe it's a sign you should bring a sense of humor on your journey. Ever wanted to visit a country with more islands than there are days in a year? Welcome to the Philippines. This sun-drenched archipelago is a tropical daydream come to life, boasting over 7,000 islands. Yes, you heard that right. If you decided to visit one island a day, it would take you nearly 21 years to see them all. But hey, who's counting? Nestled in the heart of Southeast Asia, the Philippines is a geographic wonder. With its sprawling mountains, rolling hills, and pristine beaches, it's as if Mother Nature went on a creative spree and poured all her artistic genius into this one place. And let's not forget the weather. It's summer all year round here, so you can leave your winter coats and woolly socks at home. Now, when it comes to culture, the Philippines is a vibrant tapestry woven from diverse threads. It's a curious mix of East meets West, with a dash of Spanish flair, a dollop of American influence, and a generous serving of indigenous traditions. And the language? Well, let's just say it's a linguistic buffet. With over 170 languages spoken across the islands, it's like a never-ending game of linguistic bingo. But don't worry, you won't need to learn them all. English is widely spoken, so you'll have no trouble asking where the nearest beach is or how to get to that hidden waterfall everyone's raving about. And speaking of raving, did we mention the festivals? Picture this. Streets awash in vibrant colors, the air filled with the rhythm of drums, and people dancing like there's no tomorrow. It's a spectacle not to be missed. But let's circle back to those 7,000 plus islands. It's a staggering number, isn't it? Imagine the adventures that await, the hidden gems to discover, and the countless sunsets to witness. It might seem overwhelming, but here's a little tip. Don't try to see them all. Instead, pick a few that truly captivate you and make the most of your time there. So buckle up, put on your imaginary flip-flops, and let's dive into this tropical paradise. Just don't try to visit all 7,641 islands in one trip. What do you get when you mix Spanish, American, and Asian cultures and add a pinch of karaoke? The happiest people on earth, that's what. Now let's talk about the Filipinos, a people whose smiles are as warm as their tropical climate. With their friendly and welcoming nature, they can make a stranger feel like a long-lost friend in a matter of minutes. And their hospitality? It's legendary. They'll invite you to their homes, share their meals, and before you know it, you're part of the family. But what's happiness without a good old sing-along? Filipinos, my friends, love their karaoke. They believe in the power of a good tune to lighten the mood and bring people together. It's not unusual to find a karaoke machine in every home, and you're more than welcome to join in. But a word of caution, if you're up against a Filipino in a karaoke showdown, you better bring your A game. The unique blend of cultures in the Philippines is another aspect that adds to their joyous spirit. Imagine a fusion of Spanish fiestas, American pop culture, and Asian traditions all rolled into one. It's like having 3 parties in one. And who wouldn't be happy with that? Now let's talk about some typical Filipino traits and habits, and I promise to keep it lighthearted. First off, Filipinos are notorious for their Filipino time. If they say they'll be there at 7, it might be wise to interpret that as 8. But hey, who's in a hurry when you're in paradise, right? They also have this habit of using their eyebrows and lips to point directions. Yes, you heard it right. Forget the finger pointing here. A subtle lift of the brows or a pout of the lips can mean over there. It's like a fun game of charades you didn't know you were playing. So if you're ever feeling down, remember, a trip to the Philippines might just be the happiness boost you need. Ever tried eating a purple dessert? Or how about a chicken cooked in vinegar and soy sauce? You might be scratching your head, but these are just a couple of the exciting tastes that make up the diverse palette of Filipino cuisine. Let's talk about adobo first. No, not the seasoning you're thinking of, but the Filipino dish that's as versatile as it is delicious. Adobo is a staple in every Filipino household. It's chicken, or sometimes pork, marinated and cooked in vinegar, soy sauce, garlic, bay leaves, and peppercorns. The result? A savory, tangy, and utterly satisfying dish that's often served with a heaping mound of steaming white rice. Now let's switch gears to something sweet, cold, and yes, purple. Halo Halo is a classic Filipino dessert that literally means mix mix in English. It's a delightful concoction of crushed ice, evaporated milk, and a medley of ingredients like sweetened fruits, jelly, and the star of the show, the purple yam, or uba. Topped with a scoop of ubi ice cream and a slice of leche flan, it's a refreshing treat that's as fun to eat as it is to say. But the Filipino culinary adventure doesn't stop there. There's pancit, a noodle dish often served on birthdays for long life, sinigang, a sour soup that's perfect for the rainy season, and lechon, a whole roasted pig that's the star of any celebration. And let's not forget the street food, from skewered barbecue to balut, a fertilized duck egg, and even the adventurous isaw or chicken intestines. There's a whole world of flavors to explore on the bustling streets of the Philippines. In Filipino cuisine, there's a delightful mix of tastes and textures that may seem odd at first, but trust me, they're delicious. It's a culinary journey that's both familiar and surprising, with each dish telling a story of the country's rich history and vibrant culture. So if your taste buds are ready for an adventure, the Philippines is your culinary paradise. Ever wondered where you can find the world's smallest volcano or a lake within a lake? Well, let me take you on a virtual tour of the Philippines, a place where the extraordinary is ordinary. First up, we have the peculiar Taal volcano. Now don't let its title of world's smallest volcano fool you. This little firecracker packs a punch. And if that's not enough to blow your socks off, how about this? It's a volcano located on an island, within a lake, on an island. Yes, you heard it right. It's like the Matryoshka doll of natural wonders. From the volcanic to the idyllic, we now head over to Palawan. This is where you'll find the Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? So let's just call it an underground river. But it's not just any underground river. It's one of the longest navigable underground rivers in the world, and it winds its way through a spectacular cave system, under mountains, and finally flows into the West Philippine Sea. And if you thought that's all Palawan has to offer, think again. The island is also home to the breathtaking El Nido and Coron. These places offer crystal clear waters, towering limestone cliffs, and an underwater world teeming with biodiversity. You might need to pinch yourself because it's not a dream. It's just Palawan being its regular jaw-dropping self. Lastly, let's not forget about the chocolate hills in Bohol. No, they're not made of actual chocolate, but they're equally delightful. These are over 1,000 hills spread over an area of more than 50 square kilometers. In the dry season, the grass covering the hills turns brown, giving them their chocolatey name. So if you're in for some mind-boggling geography and breathtaking views, pack your bags for the Philippines. So, are you ready to swap that rubber duck for a snorkel and dive into the Philippines? As we wrap up our journey today, let's revisit our packed backpacks. Filled with essentials and a spirit of adventure, they're your first step towards the tropical paradise that awaits. Remember the sun-kissed beaches, the lush green landscapes, and the azure blue waters that beckon you. The Philippines offers a natural sanctuary unlike any other, a true tropical paradise. Don't forget about the people, the happiest on earth, radiating warmth and joy, ready to share their culture and stories with you. And of course, the Filipino dishes, a gastronomical delight that tantalizes your taste buds and leaves you craving more. The must-visit places we discussed, from bustling cities to tranquil islands, each offering a unique slice of the Philippines, are ready to etch unforgettable memories in your heart. Remember, the Philippines is more than just a destination, it's an experience. And if you ever forget, just remember the rubber duck.